What's up, everybody? This is John Sanders here with Limitless Hoops, and we are checking out today's items in the book to do drills on and things like that. And again, don't forget about our secondary book is the 3 to 6 year old version, The Kid Who Found a Basketball. You can get both of those off our website, and if you have this one, you're good to go. In terms of actually getting better, it doesn't work though unless you actually do the drills. So if you just bought the book and you're just reading it like this, going, am I getting better yet? No is the answer. I mean, with some of the stuff actually maybe, but no, usually you have to go out and actually do something to get better too. And that's all the homework stuff. So I saw the homework that you guys posted online. The homework for the month, it has, in the beginning it has a whole bunch of like months, and it has a whole, some like clinic tips on this side and some like quotes and a movie to watch for your grade specific thing. But on this side is the monthly homework. That's also located on our website, limitlesshoops.com, underneath the challenge section. But for this month, June, it is scissor wrap dribbles. And I saw a few of you guys doing it, and someone called out our demo guy, who was Derek Cortarba, doing it, and he's over twisting possibly. Okay, yeah. That's how you start. In the end, yeah, you do want your legs to be straight, and you want the wrap to be like that. And I even put like a spin on mine to make it go between my legs. I've seen I've seen Chris Paul and I've seen Kobe do it in games. I learned this from Chauncey Billups, and Chauncey learned it from Rafer Alston, or Skip to My Lou. It's a move. I mean, it's mostly just like a joke move, right? Like you do it outside of games. But what I would like for you guys to do is to practice it, since this is a very, very fun one, since it's the beginning of summer. I want you guys to practice it in a game-ready sense. So go off a jab, then go like, I don't know, like between your legs, and then do it. Are you dribble in on a fast break, and then you pretend to make the pass, and then you go between your legs like that. I mean, basketball is a very creative sport, and it's a very fun sport, and doing some show-off stuff, it's not beyond anyone. And I used to practice all the show-off stuff. I used to just like pray for a chance to have to use it in a game. I used to be like, please come and try to block my layup on this side so I have an excuse to do my 360 reverse layup, because I've been waiting to do it, right? And if you're like that constantly, I've been thinking about like, how can I bounce the ball in? How can I shoot a half-court left-hander? Like what under what circumstances? I'm just practicing and waiting. Then if you develop like that, you get players like Luka and Steph, where they practice that stuff all the time. And when they do it in games, no one's surprised. All their teammates are like, yeah, that's what he practices. And they just wait for the opportunity to have to shoot like a floater from half court or something like that, right? So this is one of those moves, and I mean, it's what makes basketball a fun thing. Anyways, what's going on? Connor Rush, Finn Kaufman, and Ren Marchetti. How you guys doing today? All right, let's start with, I put the trivia time in randomly, so at some point in time it'll stop us to do the trivia in between 5 minutes and 25 minutes of the broadcast, and you get to find out what that is. But it's on Larry Johnson today, Grandmama. All right, very, very cool player when I was growing up. All right, let's move on. We got our quote of the day is, "This too shall pass." All right, this is a biblical quote. All right. What's up, Diced Ween is here. All right, Diced Ween. What's up, Diced Ween? This too shall pass is from the Bible, I believe. It might be one of those quotes that's not actually in the Bible, but Christians say it. But I think it's actually in the Bible. Either way, this too shall pass. All right. This is a big saying, because you have to be smarter than a 3-year-old, basically. Okay. When you're 3 or like 2 and you get denied your bottle, you cry. And why do you cry? Because, you know, your parents are like, no, we'll give you your bottle in 5 minutes. But you don't understand them. You don't quite get it. You don't know what 5 minutes is, right? You're a dumb little kid, right? But when we get older, we cry for the same exact things. And it may not be tears that we cry, but we cry by arguing. And basically it's because of short-mindedness. Right? We're only able to see the now, right? And that's our battle between instant gratification and what's the other way to say it? Instant gratification and what is the other way? Oh my God. The instant gratification is the bad thing that you want, and then impulse control. There you go. If you have impulse control, you're able to like control your impulses and just chill and be like, this too shall pass. So if you have a broken leg, immediately you should start thinking about the future. And that's why all these, like, I've seen great players. Like there's this swimmer chick who was Amy Van Dyke, and it was like a world-class swimmer, and she got into a ATV accident where she broke her spine. As she's getting put into the ambulance, she tells the reporters or whoever was there, I'm going to come back from this, and I'm going to be an advocate for people with disabilities. Like immediately. That's what champions do. I mean, nothing can hold them down. If you take away their eyesight, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna be the best blind basketball player in the history of the planet, like that. I mean, it's just immediately. But like losers, they tend to like worry about the now. They worry about the now. That's why if you don't have impulse control and you don't pass the marshmallow test, where they offer you 2 marshmallows if you wait 10 minutes or whatever, and you're like 3, your life is just destined to be like bad, because the work that you put in now, you don't understand that it's going to apply to later. You only focus on right here and now, and then basically your life sucks. And the people who like want money right here and now and they can't work for it, they're more apt to go rob a bank and things like that. So you don't want to be that person. You want to understand that hard work plays. You want to understand that no matter what happens to you, this too shall pass. Next thing, we have our elementary workouts. Favorite underdog, one-on-one. This is one of my favorite drills ever, okay? I know I say this every single time, but this is dope, because basically it's being creatively competitive. All right, creatively competitive, meaning like you can be competitive all you want, but can you get creative about it? Can you come up with ways to like specifically make the game harder? And for this particular game, the better player gets on the line to sprint 10 times. The worst player shoots from the elbow. And during that 10 sprint time, he has to try to make as many shots as he can. However many shots that the worst player can make from the elbow is his lead. So if he gets like a 10-0 lead or 11-0 lead, the game's over. But 10-0 lead, as soon as the guy finishes running, they check it up and play one-on-one. Make it, take it. All right? And if you can't beat him while he's dead tired with the lead, you extra suck, right? And if you can beat him even though he has a lead, even though you're tired, that's awesome, right? So it also puts pressure on the bad player, because dude, you can't lose now, right? And you have all this lead, and you got to make your shots, and he's running faster and faster and faster. So it basically evens out the games to see if you can still beat your friend. All right, you might be able to beat him this way, but can you beat him this way? And maybe you beat him every single day, but he like says, "Oh, it's because you're tall. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, because this." Removes every single excuse in the book, because like you beat him when you're on like one leg, basically. It's dope. All right, next one is last second shots. And for last second shots, it's off the dribble. You just count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shoot the shot. Or it's off the catch. You can spin it to yourself, or you can get someone to pass to you. All right. Or it's off the run, where you're running to an open spot, catching and shooting. Right. And you practice these because you want to get game ready. Like I said about Luka and Steph, same thing here, where you're thinking, I want to practice for the moment that this actually happens in the games. And if your last second shot is the first time that you've ever shot that shot, you ain't making it, right? It's not a good shot for you. But if you've practiced this 1,000 times with like in your mind, you're really shooting it, imagining like the countdown happening, imagining the player blocking your shot, imagining like Kevin Durant right in your face. When it comes down to the game, you've already practiced it. You don't have as many butterflies in your stomach when you shoot it, right? You know to shoot it with the arc, because that one went in more often. So through trial and error, you understand it more. All right, so practice your last second shots at least for 5 to 10 minutes. Next one is weave rebounds. You can't do that one-on-one, or you can't do that with just one person, but you can do it with the group. Which you throw the ball from one side to the other, and then you just rotate sides. Athletic spin to reverse. That one is in and out between the legs spin to an air reverse. It's more about timing and spacing, understanding how long your body is, and understanding how athletic to be. So I like that drill a lot. Then pick and roll, retreat, then beat. That's, you're thinking like when you go off the pick, this is if they bum rush you with a big double, right? And you got to retreat. And meaning that you have to like look forward as you're going backwards with the slide while keeping the ball away from the defense. So when they double team you, stretch them out, and then if they're a big person double teaming you, now you can beat them on the big person's side so that he blocks off the guard. All right, it's a great way to get around people, and it's like Kyrie Irving. The last one is ball drop layup. All right, for a ball drop layup, you go foot fire, as fast as you can on the elbow, or no, I'm sorry, on the wing. And then when the coach drops the ball near the block, you want to sprint right there. You don't want to take a negative step. All right, and I have a video for this one, and it's right here for the video. All right. Now, this is not the ball drop layup that we do. We do ours with the basketball, and you shoot a layup in the end. But this is two balls right here. He has two tennis balls, and has a guy right here not doing foot fire, but still. All right, and he's gonna drop one or the other. I like that part. He can go one way or the other. So let's see what they do.
Start in a low balance athletic position. Once the tennis ball is released, take an explosive first step.
All right, now if you noticed it, he actually he takes a negative step. All right, let's watch this. Right. Oh, it's hard to see.
Released, take it.
Right there. All right. He steps backwards first. All right, and that's the step that we're trying to take away. You want that step. Like, he had all the time in the world to step that way and to lift his foot. And as that ball's dropping for that point, whatever seconds, he could have been to right there. All right, because he started right here. So he's about a foot behind that line. So during that time, if he just used it positively, he went nowhere during that time. During this time, he went nowhere but back. So right now he could be a little forward, even an inch forward would be good. Maybe he won't be like a foot forward, but like an inch forward. But if he could get the full foot, he would be closer to that ball, and he could be even faster. All right.
An explosive first step.
Because stuff like that you don't notice, and you can improve your driving skill, you can improve your defensive skill, you can improve your rebounding skill, your loose ball skill, just by doing this. All right, did that and stepped out of bounds. Oh yeah, C.J. McCollum stepped out of bounds doing it, right? Lost the whole series because of it. All right, it's the same exact thing. All right, let's see the next one. Through all that, we are going to the next thing, which is homework. All right. We have Connor back, and
I'm reminding you, trivia time.
Trivia time. We will get back to this in a second. All right, we will skip this and go to trivia time. And before we get to trivia time, the main page, it was about Grandmama. All right, look, I can't tell you how cool this dude was. I know he's dressed like a woman right now, but we know he ain't no punk, right? I mean, like, he's just like an old woman, but everyone still knew he was a badass because he had muscles, right? This guy was on TV shows. If you look at this one right here, all right, this is Urkel. All right, Urkel was like the most popular guy in the world in the 90s. He's like a nerd. He's supposed to be on this show called Family Matters for like one episode. Everyone liked him so much they just like started rewriting the show all about him. It was funny, and like it just like got off the chain. But this guy, Grandmama, came on the show, and he's an enormous basketball player, but he's only about 6'7", but he weighed about 250 pounds of muscle. He's like as strong as Shaq, basically. And if you saw in the video, he's like doing push-ups, naming off players' names in the NBA. He's like Barkley, Karl Malone, like that, and He was a very fun personality too. Like he was hilarious. So he had TV commercials where he would dress as his grandma, and he's like, "Dude, my grandma could beat you, man." And all of a sudden it would switch to him dressed as his grandma. He'd be dunking and stuff like that. But it was a very, very fun guy, very, very fun time, and he was a number 1 draft pick, and he came out with so much hype, and like basically like, I don't know, like everybody loved this dude. And he played for the Charlotte Hornets when they were first like a team. When they were first like made and constructed. He had some big plays. He got injured. He had a back injury. Went to New York, and was still made a few like legendary plays, including his famous 4-point play. All this was mentioned in the video. All right, but let's move on to the trivia question, because again, he was a big image in the 90s. Didn't really come to fruition like for the overall. So I don't know if he's gonna make like the Hall of Fame and things like that. But he was enormously popular, enormous for basketball, and probably inspired so many players to become who they were. Right, so he's a very important person to know, and that's why we're talking about him. But the trivia question for today about that video. First one to chime in, we got Finn Kaufman with 4, Red Marchetti with 2, Blake with 0, Lucas with 0, Connor with 0, and some other people with 0. Let's see what you can do. His laugh in the video is so horrible. Yes. No, he was a character to have. Anyways, the trivia question is this. Which college did Grandmama play for? There you go. That's the trivia question for the day. His teammates were Kenny Anderson in college. He also had, who else was on his team? He had a number of people on his team. They made a deep championship run. They did not win the national championship. I think that they lost in the finals, but they were known as 40 Minutes of Hell or something. Oh, no. The Oklahoma Sooners were known as 40 Minutes of Hell. His team, when they played them, they beat them so much that they said, we were expecting 40 Minutes of Hell, but we got 40 minutes of layups. So which college? Oh, Cheesy? No, that's not a college's name. Oh, Cheesy. Odessa in Nevada. I will give you that. Yes, it's called Nevada, but a better word for it would be UNLV. So we're going with Finn. Oh, so that's why he said Odessa. He's saying Ochesa. Okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, it would be the UNLV one. Las Vegas is the one. All right, so I got to give that. Who was the first one on there? To Finn. The man, Kaufman, wins again. All right, quick fingers, Finn. Nice job. But yes, it was UNLV. All right, that was his main college. Ochesa. I can't give you that one because his main college was UNLV. All right, but that was a nice try, and Finn got both of them. So that's a great job, guys. I like the fact that you guys know about it. That's the main point, and hopefully watching these videos excites you guys, hypes you guys up. I like that it's more competitive now. Finn's not just winning by himself. Great job. Next thing. We got the image of the day. We mentioned pick and rolls twice today. Sorry for being late. What's up, Blake Bastani? And it's the Nuggets and Suns game. I think is it tonight? Yeah, maybe tonight. Either way, though, how the Suns' devastating pick and rolls is picking apart the NBA. All right, it's not just them. It was Luka, right, with his pick and rolls. And the reason how you can do pick and rolls and dominate is because if you take care of these three things. If you can do these three things, pick and rolls become impossible to guard. All right, one of them is shoot. If you can shoot, the pick and roll's done. All right, because if they go underneath, you shoot your shot and you can make a shot. It's just over with. So they have to go over the screen. Force them to go over the screen is the first step in the pick and roll process. Next is if you can drive. If you can drive and you can score, they have to double team you. And once they double team you, that means that somebody's open. No matter what, the court's way too big for the three people to guard four. So that leaves you with the last thing that you need, and that's to pass. So if you can shoot, drive, and pass, if you can pass to everybody on the court, now you're just in trouble. So last year when the Suns didn't have Chris Paul, they didn't have that passer. They had the shooter in Devin Booker. They had the driver in Devin Booker. But they didn't have a passer. All right, so now when Chris Paul gets double teamed, it's just done. All right, and Luka can do all three, so it's over with. All right, you can kind of stop LeBron because his shot isn't like that great, but even his shot's good enough, and it's like basically done with, right? So the pick and roll, the way that they do it, out of all the teams in the NBA right now, because they have DeAndre Ayton, I think this team is the most formidable with the pick and roll, and I don't see anyone stopping it. The only way that they're going to stop this is if Jay Crowder doesn't make shots. All right, or if DeAndre Ayton gets hurt, all right, because he won't be able to finish, or if like their auxiliary players can't make shots, which is a very, very big opportunity. They probably won't be able to make shots the entire time, but that gives you a great chance at a championship. And I mean, besides the Nets, I mean, everyone else is very, very beatable because of the pick and roll. So go to our site, Limitless Hoops, and take the quiz and make sure that you know the quiz. I would say do it like once a month. All right, you go to Limitless Hoops and you click on challenges, and then you scroll down to pick and roll, then you take the quiz. It's just 12 questions, just match them. You can watch the videos to really learn how each one is done and what we do for each one. You can go to 50 All-Stars and click on curriculum, and then click on challenges to get there as well. All right, so take care of that pick and roll, then you can be like these guys too. All right, next thing we got is oh yeah, I mentioned the homework. Connor is back, so he's the one to keep up to. All right, but everyone else is still posting as well. We got mainly Connor, Finn, and Blake posting. Make sure when you guys post this stuff that you work hard and work fast. You're not just getting up shots, getting up hours. You go game speed if you can. All right, now Devin Booker is way too good. He should have been an all-star starter. I don't know about that. Maybe he's a very, very good basketball player. All right, anyways, commercial time. Next thing that we have is our middle school stuff. We have partner passing, football catch. I really don't go over these that much because it's going to repeat next week anyways. All right, sideline of bounds, inbound seal, taking a charge, running hook shots, and the hook series with D. The one that I do want to talk about is taking a charge, because taking a charge is so important. Not the actual taking of the charge, but to dissuade people from even driving. All right, basically you're like being a roadblock. All right, and if you don't know how to do that, you cannot play in college. It's that important. If you do know how to do it, you're better than most every high school player. So it puts you in that middle realm where you need like a few extra skills to make college. All right, but if you can't do it, you can't play in college unless you're an extraordinary talent dunking between your legs, right? But to take a charge, the main thing besides being lined up and being able to know how to like time it where you're taking it and falling back and sliding, not getting hurt, beyond that is just your first step. And when you and when you drive, all right. So you have to make sure when the ball's right here that you're in the middle of the court. All right, you can't be this guy way over here. You can't be this small forward. You got to be right here in the middle. All right, and why you're right there is not so you can take the charge. It's so you can cover down for this guy who is taking the charge. Because if you don't cover it down and they drive, they can easily pass the ball to his man, and after one time, he'll be like, well, screw that, I'm staying here. And he'll be waiting for you, and now he'll be helping late, get dunked on, everything else. All right? So you have to be here to begin with. And if you don't understand that, then you suck, okay? Basically, like, you just can't be way over here. What are you doing over here? You're doing nothing. This guy can't do anything. You standing right here prevents them from passing at him, I guess, but you standing right here, I mean, you can get there in time during that pass, all right? And heck, if you're right here in the middle, you can still get there in time during that pass if you pay attention. That ball going way over here, it takes about as much time as you going from right there to right there. So you get here, you play away from it, all right, so that you can help everyone else out. This guy should be on that side. This guy should be right there. So once he does it, we can help out. Next, this guy who is here in help side, he can't wait until he gets driven by. Like, oh, is he going to drive by him? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll stay in front of him. Who cares? That's not the game. It's not. You're not trying to see if your shooting guard can guard their shooting guard. It's not that game. That's a pretty cool game. 1-on-1 is fantastic, but it's not 1-on-1. It's 5-on-5. We don't care if our player can stay in front of him. We have no interest whether our player can stay in front of him. We don't even think about that. That means nothing to us if our player can stay in front of him. All right? Whether he can or not, they can find that out in their own time the next day at the rec center, okay? All we care about is if he is thinking about driving. So as soon as he goes one dribble past the three-point line, whether he's in front of him or not, whether he's right there or not, either way, one dribble, we're right there. Not here inside the key, not underneath the basket, definitely not right here next to our man. We were here, and he passed that three-point line. We're right here immediately, and we're right there immediately. And if this guy can take one dribble and pass the ball all the way to right here before we could even close out without throwing the ball super high, then he's a phenomenal passer. All right? As soon as he dribbles, we are helping out, covering down, and playing middle field. Like that. As soon as he takes one dribble. And then you guys are like college basketball players where he tries to drive, he sees you, backs out. And then it doesn't matter if this guy can guard anybody. As long as he forces him to the sideline, it's all good. Because if he allows him in the middle, now that kills us. All right? So his only job is to force him to the sideline. force him to the sideline. So understand that charges are more about you reacting to his first dribble than anything else. And if you're not even looking at him while we're in this position, you're not even looking at the ball right now, you're making the first mistake. So look at the ball, man, and then take care of that. Let's see what we have in the comment section. Bro, I mistyped. Sorry for being late. Nuggets in 7. Crazy how Devin Booker was only in the All-Star game because of someone's injury. That is kind of crazy. Oh, yeah. Nah, Devin Booker's way too good. Blah, 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 blah. Fact. John, I got a tournament in Soldier Town this week. Nice. And Finn does too. Let me know how those games go. And if you guys have videos of the games, post them to your site, and I will take them and I will show them off right here during our show. All right, let's move on. We have movie time, and for our movie is Hoop Dreams. Okay, all right. For this movie, Hoop Dreams, this was actually a big experiment. All right, it was so interesting. So I'm doing a movie myself about Connor, and not really about Connor. It's going to be like about a fictional version of Connor, but I'll be using Connor. All right, and I've been like studying camera angles. I got a lot of stuff. I got all this like entire soundtrack. All right, but within it, I'm going to actually include a little clip of this movie Hoop Dreams. All right, and in the movie Hoop Dreams, it was this guy who set out on I think it was like a 10-year. I want to say a 10-year movie thing where he filmed these 3 kids, okay? He filmed 3 kids, and he met them when they were like 10 years old, like 3 pretty good basketball players. And he was like, I want to follow them. And he was hoping, of course, that one of them made it to the NBA. And he would check in with them once a year and like film them and saw how things were going. One guy actually got like hurt and didn't like wind up making the movie. The other 2 guys did okay, and they like were in college. Okay, no one went to the NBA pros, but they still put out the movie. And this movie really inspired us because it was like this regular dudes kind of thing, right? But in the movie, he says one great quote, and it's people ask me, will I remember them if I make it to the NBA? I tell them, will you remember me if I don't? All right. And this was the feeling. I like that feeling. And it's a feeling that I felt too. And it's like, people only care about you if you're great. And those same people are like, dude, when you get great, are you going to remember us regular people? It's like, dude, how about if I stay regular, will you remember me? All right. And you have to know who your friends are, because once you become famous, man, once you become like a wanted asset, everyone's going to want to be your friend. And it's all these people where if you didn't make it, they would just pass by you on the street and not even know your name anymore, right? And that's the problem with it all, right? So I thought it was a very, very like deep quote from the movie, and again, it was with this guy right here and this guy right here, right? Those were the 2 guys, and again, it was 3 before, but it wound up just being 2 in the end, and it was like a real story. Real interviews, and like they followed their entire like life, and it's the 9th grade movie for the month. My mom made me watch this movie. It's really good. There you go. Are you in the movie, Diced Weed? No, man, you're not in the movie. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna be filming our practices and stuff like that, so you will be in the movie, like in the background. Does that count? I might even get some words from you, maybe. I'm thinking about it. I have not written the script yet, all right, but it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be deep, man. I'm hyped to do this. So that's the movie for the month. You have the homework for the month. All right, make sure that you guys are doing all the homework for the day, and of course it's all of our itinerary stuff, things like that. All right. So and again, all this stuff is geared to make you better at basketball. All right, you want to be a great player. This is the way to do it. Okay. Again, you follow this book. You do whatever it says. And I mean, you got to do it, basically, okay? I mean, like I heard that sitting in front of the class would make you a great student, right? So I was like, that sounds stupid, because I can hear the teacher from anywhere, right? But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit in front of the class anyways. So I sat in front of the class, and I was like, at least I'm gonna end that little stereotype. I'm going to fail the class by sitting in the front of the class. But what I found out was when you sit in the front of the class, you can't really talk to your neighbor because the teacher's right there. You can't really like look at your phone. You can't really miss anything. And then you start to hear everything. And then all of a sudden, you don't have to study because you heard everything. And then when you do study, you just know extra stuff. And then like the teacher thinks that you care, so the teacher pays more attention than you. And then all of a sudden, I got straight A's all the time. And my straight A's started like probably like 7th grade. And I got like maybe like 1B ever after that. And it was because I sat in front of the stupid class. I mean, it's stupid, but it like does help. So if you do all these things, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's not going to make me make the NBA. Why don't you try it? Prove me wrong. Do this stuff. Every single day, do it. For 10 minutes each and every single workout, or just 5 minutes if you want to be kind of good. All right, you do every single day's challenge, whatever the challenges say for that particular day for that grade, you do it. All right, and once we started out the program, it cost 3 coins to buy this, or you can buy it for $150. But everyone is given the starter book that at least has the monthly homework in it. All right, so you do the monthly homework. Sometimes that stuff's hard, sometimes that stuff's easy. So do the stuff. All right, watch the movies, do all the things, okay? And Limitless Hoops will one day transform the world because you guys will be pushing everyone else to do it as well. All right, man, I have a bunch of summer homework for biology. You're such a smart kid, so smart. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Fantastic job, and congratulations again, Finn Kaufman, on getting the win. See if you can make it 3 straight months. All the rest of you guys, try to beat him, please. All right, we'll see you guys later. Peace.